Shalom and welcome to Hebrew Bytes number 24. This is not a lesson, but an overview of the course. So before we take a look at the overview, let's say the blessing. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, by whose word with all its letters heaven and earth were made. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shebara et hashamayim ve'et haaretz bidvaro, im kol haotiot. Amen. Well, shalom everybody from Jerusalem, the city of the great King. It's good to be with you. And I'd really like to first of all say a warm congratulations to those who are persevering with and maybe even have come to an end of the Hebrew Bytes, the 23 lessons that are in the course. If you're still busy at it, may I just encourage you to persevere. It really is worth it. And welcome to those who may just be having a look at the overview to see what is involved with the Hebrew Bytes. It's a very basic beginner's course, but we have included many aspects which hopefully will be enjoyable as well as instructive. I'd like to just point out, though, that it's always wonderful to learn a different language, another language. But with Hebrew, while it is a different language, there is something very special and extraordinary about it. That it's part of the wonderful work of restoration that God is doing with restoring Israel, the land, and the people to the land, and restoring the wonderful ancient biblical Hebrew to a modern living language. So however much you can learn, every letter, every word, every sentence, it can help if you wanting to learn some of the Hebrew prayers, look at the Hebrew Bible. It really does something for one's spirit as well as one's mind. So may I encourage you to really make it an effort and invest some of your time in working with Hebrew. Right, now, Hebrew Bytes, as I said, it was a basic. If you can invest the time in doing the lessons, you will get a grasp of the Aleph Bet, which is the Hebrew alphabet, which, of course, are the building blocks of the words, and each letter is just very beautiful in its own right, so that should be a joy. We do give you, as well as the lessons, the 23 lessons. There are other resources that will help get a taste for the language, get your ear in tune with the language, and we ask you can visit the resource page, and you can find movies, the Hebrew movies that are listed there, from the lovely children's series called Sesame Street, which is Rehov Sumsum in Hebrew, to Ushpizin, which is a wonderful modern movie at the time of Sukkot or Tabernacles. It has English subtitles, so that just gets your ear used to the sound of the language. There's a lovely section, Music for My Ears, which you can enjoy the music. We found that that's an excellent way to learn Hebrew, to improve your Hebrew, is to listen to the Hebrew songs, and you get the rhythm of the language at the same time as enjoying the music. So take a look at that section. Also the books. We'll have some reading of simple Hebrew books that you can also follow. And it's a very good exercise, just hearing and following along. Now to consolidate your learning, please review the lessons a few times. The good thing about Hebrew Bytes is that they're there. You can take your time and go at your own pace and review each lesson a number of times, as many as you like. And complete the homework exercises. It's very important doing the homework practice. And please try and keep your dictionary going as well. The more you can write the words, the more you can refer to them, the better it will be. So put together your own Hebrew dictionary. We will have, for those who complete the course, we will have recommendations and links and suggestions of ways that you can further your Hebrew. Just take the next step and keep going with that. Right, so that you'll find all on the Hebrew menu on His Israel. Let's take a look now at the curriculum that has been covered. If we can have that chart up. This is just so that you can get an overview of what is covered in the course. Just very briefly, you can see we've put the columns of the subject covered, which lessons are involved with that particular subject, and then the exercises that can be done. So for the Aleph Bet, for example, Aleph Bet is specifically covered in lessons 1, 7, and 9, and the exercise you can do is the dictionary. Make your own dictionary. The root letters from which words are built, lessons 1 and 2. The sofit or final letters are in lessons 2 and 10. This is just a handy chart to keep. So if you just think, oh, I want to have a look at, let's say, prepositions again, and brush up on the prepositions, then you can have a look at the chart and you find prepositions as number 15, and the lesson where you can review or revise the prepositions is number 17, and the exercise is number 12. So that's a good way to do it. Or if you wanted to check on the verbs, of course, verbs you'll find is what you'll need to spend a lot of more time on, a little more complicated, and there you'll see in number 9 and 10 you get the present tense verbs, past tense, and the lessons that correspond to the verbs. So that will just be a curriculum chart that will be available, and we'll go look at the vocabulary as well. So there you see all the vocabulary we've just put in a separate chart, and there also, to make it handy for referring to if you want to look up anything, the numerals, family words, adopted words, opposites, questions, negatives, fruit and vegetables, colors, clothing, seasons. So all these vocabulary topics were covered, and there you can find which lessons each one was worked on in. So, for example, the seasons, if you want to look up, remind yourself of the seasons in Hebrew, you can just go back to lesson number 15. Okay, well, that's just the very brief overview. You can take your time looking at the charts. You can find it all on Hebrew Helps and the Hebrew on the Hebrew in the menu of His Israel. And I just want to encourage you again and say Bahatzlacha. Bahatzlacha is every success for your study of Hebrew and Hebrew Bytes, but also for the future, whichever way your path will take you. Please keep up with Hebrew in whichever way you can. And so may the Lord bless you and keep you. And may the Lord make His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you shalom as you study His beautiful language of Hebrew. Right, well, that's it for this time, and all the best for the future, and keep up your Hebrew. Shalom, shalom from Jerusalem.